Now, ethics at stakeholders level. Stakeholders are people who are interested about the information of the company. Any sort of information can be a benefit to the stakeholders. Now, out of that, employees. Now, employees require companies' information to know about what is the profit, how the company is working, so that they are sure about their job as well as the salary which they will be receiving. So the employees don't mind working at any point of time when they have job security and a good pay scale. So that is for the employees. Now coming to the customers. Now customers will know about, or they are curious about the company, because that will give them more, that will give them more information about the company and the goods that they are trying to sell to the people. So better quality of goods. For one person the quality might be very good, for the other person the quality still has to be improved. So the quality of the goods has to be checked upon. Then goods and services at reasonable price. Simply selling the products at a very high price, people will not buy. Overrating the products, all that is not ethical in nature. If the price is of the sorry, if the goods are of the ultimate quality, and then accordingly the price can be laid out for it. But if, without that, the goods and services are supposed to be affordable to the people. Only when it is affordable they will be able to buy it. If not, just by keeping the high prices, nobody will buy the products or take the services. Next, not to make false claims about the products in advertisement. Now you can see in every advertisement they talk about being the first one to come out with the product, being the India's first product, world's largest product or service. All these, it might be true to an extent, but some products only give the false claims. Okay, no product can 100% clean the germs. Okay, and whenever they talk about cleaning products, especially when it comes to detergents or liquids, or these antiseptic liquids, and now since it is a pandemic time, every product has a tagline, or every product has a line which has been added saying this will also protect you from the virus. So all these are not completely correct, so they're not ethical. False claims should not be given in the advertisement. So when they have the false claims, now see, the company also knows that is not true, the customer also knows it is not true. Only few people who are not aware about the product, they will believe that and buy. If not, everybody knows it doesn't work. So that is false claim. Next, that was the stakeholder, that is customer. Now coming to shareholders. Now shareholders are even more curious about the company, because when the company gets profit, the shareholders will get the part of the profit. Okay, when the company is doing good, it will also, the shareholders will also get a part of it. The company is doing bad, the shareholders are deprived of the dividends or any other bonus shares which they were supposed to receive. So shareholders always have track of how the businesses are running. So firstly, they ensure capital appreciation. So they always think, okay, I have a shareholder has invested 10,000 rupees into the company. Now, when I had invested, it was 10,000. For 1 year span of time, how much has it grown? Similarly, for next 5 years, what is the expectation of the capital growing? So, like this, they will have a track of the capital that has been invested and the growth of the same capital. Next, ensure steady and regular dividends. So, if a company is doing good, if the company is has no problem with any of its sales, payments, returns, and everything, they would like to keep up with the regular dividends to the shareholders. When the shareholders are aware about the company giving the regular dividends, the shareholders are much more interested in investing into the company, in return where the company will get the more money. So companies also, to a maximum extent, try to maintain the dividend cycles properly. Then disclosure of all relevant information. Now companies cannot keep any information as secret from shareholders. They have to give out all the necessary information, all the important information. Sometimes information which is not important also has to be given. So that is disclose all relevant information. Next, protect minority shareholders. So minority shareholders is where the shareholders are very less in number. Okay, in such class of shareholders are to be protected by the company. They have to make sure that every shareholder is treated equally. They are given the services, request, everything as per their requirement, and it is done. So that is minority shareholders. Then, not to window dress balance sheets. Window dressing means putting out the fake amounts or increasing the existing amount so that the balance sheet looks very attractive and beautiful. Beautiful not in terms of decoration, but beautiful in terms of numbers. So that is window dressing the balance sheet. So that is not to be done. That is completely unethical, because you are showing a false figure of the company if you window dress the balance sheet here. Okay, then protect interest in times of mergers, amalgamations, and takeovers. Now if at all there is a company A and there is company B, now these two, company A and B, are merging together to form company A B C Limited. Okay, now they want to form a new company here by both of them. Now there will be shareholders in A company, there will be shareholders in company B, right? Now each of the shareholders of A and B both have to be given option to become the shareholder of ABC Limited, which is the new company. Either it is a merger or an amalgamation or the takeover. In all of the cases, the existing shareholders first should be informed. They should be given the chance to decide if they want to be part of new company or they want to sell the shares. So once they have decided what is to be done, then only they can go on with the merger, amalgamation, or takeover. So that is with regard to the shareholders. Okay, so shareholders will ensure capital appreciation. They will have to keep track of their money, how much is going, how much is coming, where they've got profit, what is the overall capital appreciation. And also companies should protect the interest of the minority shareholders. Less number of people, wherever they are there, they have to try and save them. Then not to window dress balance sheets. They should not put any fake numbers in the balance sheet. And then they're also supposed to protect the interest in times of merger, amalgamation, and takeovers. Then banks and other lending institutions guarantee safety of borrowed funds. Now borrowed funds are debentures. One part of them are debentures, the other part of them are bank loans. So the company is supposed to safely return back the amount that they have taken as loan. So that is guarantee safety of borrowed funds. Then prompt repayment of loans. Now firstly, the companies has to give the bank a safety that yes, your funds are being used in a proper way and we will pay it back, so do not worry. And always it is better to have a secured loan. Secured loan is good for companies also, is good for bank also. Now companies may have to pay the interest, the companies must have to pay the interest on time, and banks also have the hold of any asset from the company. So if the company defaults on the payment, they can sell the asset and get back the money from them. So that is the banking and the lending part. So they are also interested in the companies, because they will have to uh, they will have to get all the money in the form of, which is given in the form of loan, the interest, everything has to be paid back to them. So that is another stakeholder. Now moving further is the government. Now government is another important stakeholder, where they will have to check the company with the rules and regulations. Is the company or is the business firm following all the rules and regulations that are given to them, or are they paying taxes honestly, or are they paying only penalties, are they continuously paying the tax late? All that they have to keep in mind. Then acting as partner in the progress of the country. Now companies, when they show some interest in growing together along with the country, they would come up with lot of innovative projects helping the society and everything. So that will be easier for the government also to take the companies as the partner in progress of the country. So whatever government comes out with the rules, the companies would encourage that and implement it. So it is good for companies as well as government to work smoothly. Then, not to indulge in monopolistic and restrictive trade practices. See, there is an act called MRTP Act. Okay, now what is this MRTP? Monopolistic and Restrictive Trade Practices Act. It is a law. In this law, what will happen is, they have given certain rules and regulations where the company cannot become a monopoly. Monopoly means the only one of its kind in the market. Okay, say suppose there is only one company which is manufacturing sanitizers. Okay. For example, in that case, that one company will become monopoly. That is the one company which has the product. So the company has advantage of pricing high, pricing very, very high for the customers. Also, since there is no competition, they can take undue advantage of many situations in the economy. So monopoly is never encouraged. It can be more than one company. So that is the monopolistic and restrictive trade practices. Now this monopolistic MRTP Act is renamed. Now it is not called MRTP. Now it is renamed as Competition Act. Okay, so now if you want to, the older name of Competition Act was MRTP Act, but today they are called as Competition Act, which means there should be a competition between the companies, and how that competition should be, what all should be involved in that, everything is given as per the rules in the Competition Act. So government also has to have a track on companies not to become a monopoly in the economy or in the market. Then conforming to conforming to pollution control norms set up by the government. So the government also has another board called as Pollution Control Board. Now this government office, what it does is, it every company before starting its business, if it's a manufacturing concern especially, that's a major concern that every government has. When they're manufacturing something, apart from usage of product and getting the finished product, there will also be some wastage left out. Now how do they treat that wastage? Where do they throw that wastage? All that will matter for the government, because there is already enough pollution that has happened on the earth. So at least now we have to try and save it, so we can at least survive here. So pollution control norms, there is an act, and that has to be compulsorily followed. Then, not to indulge in any corruption through bribing and unlawful activities. Unlawful activities are never ethical in nature. So ethics is a code of conduct. It is a law which has a combination of code of conduct and law and everything, where they will have to make sure that unlawful activities like corruption and all that should not be done through the government. So it is still difficult to completely eradicate that, but at least there are countries who have eradicated it, and they're trying to work in a new way. So we should at least try. At least trying of it, I don't think it will make any harm. Okay, so this is the next uh, stakeholder. So we saw the employees. These are all the stakeholders level ethics. So employees, customers, shareholders, banks and other lending institutions, government. Okay, we saw until here. Now coming to owners. Now who are the owners? Owners may be business owners, shareholders, or any person who has put in capital and is trying to work that out with the company. So they are the owners. Now owners, they have to run the company efficiently. So the company always has an eye on the owners. They wanted to keep the company as transparent as possible, as ethical as possible. Okay, so that is the first thing. So they have to run the businesses efficiently in a ethical way. Then proper utilization of capital and resources. Nobody should waste the resources. You have to use the resources at the maximum level. Okay, now like how you if you like tomato sauce or ketchup, how do you finish it? How do you finish the whole packet or the bottle? So we don't even leave one drop in that also. Or if you eat some favorite food of yours, how do you not leave even one small particle like that? You should also utilize the capital and resources in a proper way. Do not waste them. That is the important thing. We have to properly utilize them in the company. Okay, simply even after having too much stock, simply buying more and more stock will only make the things old, and they are not required. So growth and appreciation of capital is the next point. Before that, we have to properly utilize the capital. If we properly utilize the capital, and if we invest them in a proper way, into a into correct places, then we will be able to have the growth and appreciation of capital. Suppose we want to start a new business, we already have a business. Now we want to extend that business. In that case, we are trying to invest capital. Now once we invest money and it grows there, it will appreciate, it will increase. So that is growth and appreciation of capital. Next, regular and fair return on capital invested. Now, this capital investment may be done by only one person, or it may be done by group of people. Okay, many people together would have done the business, and then now suddenly out of nowhere they don't take any more money and all that. It is little concerning. So you have to, the company is supposed to take the money, use it and give back the money along with some marginal profits. Some part of a fair return is supposed to be given back to the customers or the owners. Whoever has invested capital, they are entitled to get the return from the money. Now if you keep money in the bank account, let's say savings account, you will be getting some money, right? Some interest will be given, because they're using your money to give loan to other people. So that is why you'll be getting the interest. So that is for the owners. Next, suppliers, giving regular orders for purchase of goods. So suppliers are the main people who will help us in getting lot of the raw materials at a proper timing. Now today, tomorrow we have an order and we want to give the product. Then in that case, immediately we will call uh, these suppliers are people who will actually help the business to work very properly. So these suppliers have to be given regular orders, they and we have to pay them proper um, you know You have to pay them a proper amount of money that they are supposed to receive. All that has to be done in a correct way. So that is first point of suppliers. Now dealing on fair terms and conditions. You should not try to cheat the supplier. Even though you would try to reduce the price, you would try to bargain, negotiate. Let us do all that in fair means. Let us do all that in a proper way, rather than giving them only what do you say about cheating them with some confusing terms and conditions. So suppliers have to be given some time, that is availing reasonable credit period. Usually they give 2 to 3 months to pay back the amount. If they have not paid, only then there is the problem that will arise. So everybody is expected to give reasonable credit time and also pay back the amount in a proper way. Okay, so these are the ethics in the stakeholders level. Now stakeholders level, what will happen here is, we have so many people who are interested to know about the company and what all work they do in the company. Now let us see the ethics that is at the societal level. Now what are concerning parts in the society that has to be taken care of? Okay, so here if you see first one, concern for poor and downtrodden. So people who are not able to afford anything, all that has to be, all of them has to be at least, all of them had, we have to try and help them, either from the company side or individual side. So that has to be taken care of. So that is concern for poor. Every company has the CSR activities to be taken care and considered. So this poor people will be taken care up as a part of company CSR. Then no discrimination against any particular section of society. The company cannot say, no, I will only serve the people who are white in color, who are only with with particular quality, I will only serve those people. All that will not work for a long period of time. So they have to uh, non discriminatingly, they have to help every section of the society. Okay, so that is the next part. Then after that we have concern of clean environment. This is the major part that you can check upon. uh, Pollution is very bad. It's going on to the very bad stage, where we every day keep talking about global warming and the glaciers being um, dry, drying out or melting. And Arctic and Antarctic also, it's getting more hotter day by day. And we also have discussions about you know uh, how ozone layer is going away. All that are there. So it's not only thinking about the environment, we should also take a step and try to heal that in our way possible. So that will be the concern for clean environment. Then after that we have preserving of scarce resources for posterity. Now you would see certain animals are not there now. Okay, if you take birds, sparrows are not visible in Bangalore, especially after having so much of networks and mobile towers and all that. Now we don't have so much of variety of birds. Now even if you see, donkeys are also not seen everywhere. You can see them in a few villages only. Okay, so like this, one or the other uh, species is getting scarce. Now if we use too much of non-renewable resources, now here what will happen, if we use fossil fuels like petrol and diesel, if we use them too much, already there we are seeing the scares. So If we use them way too much, then in that case, for the future generation, posterity is for the future generation, we will not leave them anything. Okay, then we will have to just show them the sample saying, see, like this also there was some products available. Okay, so these are at the societal level. And the last point is contribution for better quality of life. Now, before, people used to think, okay, getting a job is something more satisfaction, earning money was even more satisfactory. But slowly people are realizing usage of that money into the right thing is also part of satisfaction that they get. Yeah, so we have to preserve the scarce resources and contributing to the better life. Now, once you get your job, once you are able to earn enough money, more than all that, people see about the peace of mind that they have in their life. And now, slowly there is more stress upon the passion that you have for you in life. What is your passion, then what is the profession? There's a lot of new terms which people are trying to find out about their lives. So better quality of life is what people are trying to unveil and learn slowly. So that is ethics at societal level. This can be a 14 marks question, where they can ask you what are the social responsibilities or ethics of business towards different stakeholders. So social responsibilities, we learned which are the stakeholders who are there, who will be concerning the business. Next, ethics at personal policy level. Now, at personal level, how we will be able to apply ethics into the life. Not to use office cars, stationery, other facilities for personal use. These are small things, but then they have lot and lot of value when it is implied on. You should when it is office things, it has to be used at office, and that cannot be used for personal use. Now, suppose if you are not able to differentiate between personal use and the professional use, then no problem. But when you know it is separately kept for office and it is used at office, you have to make sure that you draw the border there and you use that for that particular purpose. Then you should not misuse any personal gain. Since you know, or you are in contact with the management, or you know who are the people, the administrative people, the executive people in the company, one should not misuse that for personal gain. They should not try to get recommendation or influence by stating all that personal connections. Then, not to indulge in politics to gain power. This keeps happening in every place, every place, no matter it's a company, it's a non-company, it's a society, family. Many places you will have the politics that keeps happening, just because they wanted to have, or they wanted to get more power into their hands. Maybe they are just a normal executive person, and now they want to become go into the next position. They should not do the politics. Then, not to spoil promotional chances of others. Just because you want the promotion, you should not pull down your friend or your colleague who was supposed to get the promotion. Just for your sake, for your own benefit, you should not pull down others. So that is ethics at personal policy level. And if at all you have given, or if you have kept any promise, do follow it. If you have promised your subordinate that that you will be giving them promotion this year, make sure you give them, because that promise is whatever you keep and you fulfill, that will define a lot more about one person. So promise keeping as the part of the personal use. Then, mutual help. If you see anybody who is not able to cope up with the work, help them whenever possible, without expecting, so that you will have somebody else helping you out when in need. So in this case, in personal case also, if you help each other and work, that is even more better, because it will help you to communicate at a good level and not only have a good friend or colleague, but also a good environment to work with. So these are ethics at personal level. Okay, now coming to the last part of the social responsibility or ethics, that is ethics at management policy level. Now management will not only have to think about the company, they also have to think about employees, they have to think about the market, government, uh, different markets, not only Indian markets but also international markets, other countries, their partners, their employees in different states, cities and countries. There are a lot of things that they have to think of. So ethics, when they follow ethics in a better way, then it is easy for companies to maintain that good name in the society, along with helping the people around them. So fair practices has to be you know taken care by the companies. They have to if at all they wanted to uh, give some compensations to their employees, in some worst case scenario they may have to lay off few employees. What are the promotions, when are the promotions happening, what is the cycle of it, and when do they try to change the leadership? Okay, what is the system that is being used in the company? All that matters to motivate the employees. Now once the employees are motivated, they will do any amount of job that has been given to them. So for their wellness, for employees wellness, and for employees benefit, they have to communicate at all the levels, and they'll have to try and get ethics in place as a system. So being human is always an advantage for the companies. They will have the support of their employees, employers, everybody will be part of the company, and they will work as one team, as one family. They will look after each other and work. So these are ethics at management policy level. So here, what all did we see? We saw the social responsibilities or ethics of business towards different stakeholders. First we saw all the stakeholders, then we understood at society level how ethics is going to work, and then at personal level and at management policy level. So these are the few points under social responsibility. Any doubts in those points? Did you all understand? Okay. Now moving further, we have disadvantages of business ethics. We saw what are the advantages, right? And what are arguments along with business ethics. So if you remember, we saw few of the advantages about this, where we were also talking about how the business ethics will be taken care of. What are the basic rules, what are the principles that we were taking care of? All that are towards the business ethics. So if you see here, I think it was these problems. So if you see here, need, importance, advantages, arguments for, and I told you 14 marks compulsory question will come, where they ask you arguments for business ethics, arguments against business ethics in the one question. That's one single question for 14 marks, which is asked in all the 5 examinations in the past years. So we understood what is for, what will support business ethics. Now let us also understand what is against business ethics. Okay, now where all we can see the business ethics in an opposite way. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah. Firstly, business ethics reduce the company's freedom to maximize its profit. So the first disadvantage of business ethics is uh, it can reduce, it can hold you back in many situations where you cannot do your work to increase the profit. Now let us take for example, a multinational company may move its manufacturing facility to a developing country to reduce the cost. Now what happens in developing countries, they would have a proper system in place. They would have a lot of extra facilities that they would want to give to the companies who come there. So in such scenario, the company will think about its cost cutting rather than helping lot of other people. Okay, so in such scenarios, there's a little confusion. Is it ethical for me to go from here or not? Okay, so practices acceptable in that country, such as child labor, poor health and safety, poverty level wages, and coerced employment means forcefully getting people for the employment. Okay, will not be tolerated by any ethical company. So any ethical company will not try to get people, children to work in their company. They will not get anybody to forcefully to be employed in the company. All that are not proper, either according to the law, nor they are ethical. So all of these will not be encouraged. They would like to give the minimum wages for the employees